You know, this level has become empty. We have started now.
Yes.
He's speaking his mind on everything. Do you think we've seen the worst of him? Is there anything he can say that can surprise
You see,
anybody anymore?
he hasn't done things that he can do. He hasn't done everything. First of all, Muhoozi Kainerugaba idealizes Kagame. Kagame is a very brutal dictator. And Uganda knows Kagame very well because he was a deputy director of military intelligence when General Muntu was a director. You need to ask people the things he did in the Rubiris. Muhoozi Kainerugaba said Kagame has killed how many people? That for me I have killed less. So he idealizes Kagame. That's the nature of the administration he likes, where citizens are subjects. If you want one to beat, you pick and beat at leisure. If you want to arrest, you arrest. Where you are above everybody. So we are still lucky that his father is around, because I think in this country he can only be called to order by Museveni and partly Sare. I don't know whether the mother has the same influence. And I keep warning friends who are in NRM. You see, me, I am a Muslim. You cannot threaten me with death. Death is very painful, but it will happen. I have told them if they want to live in a country, they need to get to Museveni to find something, a job or something for his son. He can't be part of the public administration. You don't respect supervisors. So all that you respect is the family chain. So Muhoozi has said himself, you journalists, I will kill you. You Ssemujju, I will kill you. I have killed these people. Maybe high-profile people who are killed we haven't identified them. Maybe he has killed others. Yeah. For the high-profile, we've registered no death. For the ordinary people, you may never know, because they keep picking people from wherever. Yeah. So unrestrained, that guy can destroy a country in a second. He has attacked everybody, attacked Kenya, abused Somalia, abused Ethiopia, abused DRC. So really is a ruse cannon. The ruse cannon. His father has a duty to his family, but also to the country. He needs to restrain him. I don't know if they need to cage him, because he's really not even a lion, but he's on the ruse. Yes. What he promises to do, he hasn't done. This torturing of beating people, they breed Kawempe. So what was in Kawempe is what will happen in the country if he ever gets a chance to be in charge of the country. What happened in Kawempe is what will happen, because he's a minister. I mean, one of his ministers, a CDF is under, in the government hierarchy, is under ministers. General Muhoozi David came to Parliament and said, situated people who are arresting people must identify themselves. They don't agree with you. They don't have to. So the minister doesn't respect. Parliament, he said, I will come and beat you from Parliament. So really, we have a larger than life human being in Muhoozi Kainerugaba. And unrestrained, because you see, power confuses people. These human beings that you see on the street, one day if they get angry enough, they can overrun tanks. Him, he thinks you can shoot everybody and then they will be dead and then you will be an emperor. So that imperialism in his head needs to get away.
Yeah. But for you, imagine that he's not being restrained. Rather, he's being restrained. This doesn't seem to be restrained.
No, I fairly know Museveni. When he abused Kenya, Museveni called Kenya to say sorry. Internally, they must be restraining him. Otherwise, there will be bloodshed on the street.
Somebody being restrained can write what he
yes. Maybe he will be dead. Maybe he will be dead. They wanted to kill Vesky, and he said, we're going to hang you. So the restraining, I mean, is that many of the things don't happen in the magnitude that he sets out, or in the manner that he describes. Yes.
There is this video which we saw when he was whispering to his father after function recently. Did you see it?
I didn't see, but it is just crazy.
I wanted to imagine.
Yes, because I have seen Muhoozi and his father at a function of UPDF in Rakai. It is a very bad scene that the father is there inspecting military, which is headed by his son, and the mother is there. That's what I told the Wawok. They need to divorce themselves from men of the public engagement. Because what they consider unnecessary criticism is their own making. Because if all of you are, because just imagine I am the father inspecting the army. My son heads the army. My wife, Minister of Education, is seated here. My Muko is in charge of export. My brother in charge of wealth. You're going to be discussed by the country. If we stop, you see, we are blessed that even if they silence those of us either by killing or by imprisoning those of us who are in the country, Ugandans are all over the world. They will discuss them on social media and any other platform. Yes, they need to restrain themselves. And I hope you guys are about to finish because I'm running. Yes.
We are about to finish. So this was kind of government used to want to be like this until a few years ago. Why do you think he was more restrained before?
There are two things that happen in life. My father died recently. When he still had energy, he was very forceful. He used to beat us because he wanted us to grow in a certain order. When he grew old, the siblings who follow us were overrunning him. For us, because we lived in a village, he used to operate business in Masaka, but he will be told that he has disembarked from a vehicle in the main trading center. You abandon football, you all begin running home because he's come back. But I saw it when our siblings were laughing at him. He calls them the laugh. Muhozi now has taken advantage of his father. And wait, sooner than later, you may see a coup in Uganda. He has taken advantage of his father because of old age. Because the father does not trust people outside the family. So he trusts the family because they mean no harm to him. So Muhozi Kainerugaba becomes one of those who help him to execute state duties. So he's grown in responsibility. Because Museveni had the Mama Mbabazis, the others who are doing work. And now work is done by family. So he becomes very important to the family to execute work that an old man cannot execute.
Museveni is naturally very cautious, very calculated. The son seems to be
Museveni is very intelligent. I have said that many times, that Museveni is very intelligent. Even when he chooses to do wrong things, it is because it is out of choice. But he's intelligent.
The son doesn't seem to.
I have said Museveni is old now, he's 80. There are things he cannot do. Every leader here, from Kamuzubana to Kuku Wazabanga, when you grow old, people will seek to offload some duties from you, which they are rightly doing. Yeah.
You're saying the father is very
Museveni and the son are in different frames. The son is not as intelligent as his father. Give Museveni credit. He does wrong things, but his head is cool. That's why even the mess, even if Museveni wants to mess up, he will not mess up publicly, but the son will. Yes.
If he continues like
that Museveni has arrested you and he's sending a tweet that you are in my basement running Runyankole, he can't do that. But the son can do it. So you don't need to be intelligent to differentiate between Museveni and his son.
It means the son has learned nothing from the father.
I don't know. Maybe the father has educated him and he doesn't learn. Museveni does wrong things differently. The son celebrates wrong things. Museveni will deny. He will say, no, that cannot happen. But the son will celebrate and say, oh, he's in my basement running Runyankole. They are completely two different creatures.
You think the father is disappointed?
I don't know. I have never spoken to Museveni about his son. But if I am a father, I would be disappointed. Yeah.
So the generals, this generation of generals of UPDF, how come they are silent?
You see, people who came from Ruwero were contemporaries. If you're talking about the Tumwine, Sare, the Tinyefuza, the Mugisha Muntu, the Vesije, they were contemporaries with the capacity to call each other to order. That whole generation has gone away. You now have a whole, what you see the politics is what is in the army. When you had the Mbabazis, the Wapakawuro, the Mushega, the Chintumusoke, they are people who used to sit with the president and have a discussion. Today, you have MPs who are saluting. Because in the politics now, you have overrun everything and replaced it with yourself. All the politicians in NRM are subjects who go to a master to receive orders and come and implement. In the military, people who were in the military either because of the Ruwero Revolution or because they are all going to go away or they have gone away. Now you remain with a sort of military that Muhozi controls. If he sends them to celebrate his birthday, you will see Kano Muhanga going to read it. That Muntu is sending to me, or to me is sending Sale that you go and celebrate my birthday. That will never happen. So we've lost the institution of the army. In Tanzania, Kenya bid, and many other countries, in Zimbabwe. So the army has remained more or less the way it was. So that sort of army can call a CDF to order. The way it is structured now, it simply cannot.
But sir,
Guys, I've gone to run.
just one more, sir.
I've gone to
You
run.
see, these ones can issue a statement,
Yes.
can say, sir, how come they're stuttering?
They are helpless. They are victims.
Is it fear?
So is Ssemujju under house arrest? You mean he's a free man?
I was wondering why
They are all those are captives.
Sir, I